Back with you, getting ready for the start of the 2AA State High School Football Championship game here at Grove Stadium in Winston-Salem. Southern Vance against Shelby. And Drew, we were talking about Shelby having been here before. They're the defending champ. This is their 9th appearance in the state championship game. I mean, they played their first state championship game back in 1924, which I believe was before even you were born.
Yes, it was. Thank goodness.
To have all those championship appearances under your belt, you have to build a kind of a program, a history, a tradition there. How much does that help when you're, say, head coach Chris Norman and you take over and the foundation has been laid long before you got there?
Well, the first thing it does, it puts a lot of pressure on you, which he's handled very, very well. But to be able to do that and to win so many championships is a tribute to your whole community, because it doesn't just start within it starts within your football program, but you've got principals involved, student body involved, the whole community gets involved, and there'll be a nice crowd here tonight for Shelby.
Now, on the other hand, Southern Vance, David Jennings in his 4th year as head coach. He was defensive coordinator for 3 years before that. You were a defensive coordinator in high school. When you have that kind of background before you become a head coach, what kind of background does that bring for you?
Well, it's a tremendous help, because when you get here, you got to be good defensively, or you won't get here. And he was a defensive coordinator prior to becoming a head coach, and you can bet he has his finger in that pie. The main thing, I think, from a defensive standpoint, especially tonight, don't give up any big plays early. Make that real good Shelby team work for everything they get, and then hopefully in the long run you'll be able to outscore them, especially late.
Now, both teams have run the ball more than they've passed this year. Shelby's more of about almost a 3-to-1 ratio, rushing yards to passing yards. Southern Vance a little better than 2-to-1, but they've passed the ball more as we've come down the stretch here in the playoffs. Do you expect a wide-open game today, or do you expect to keep it on the ground?
Early, I think both teams are going to rush the ball. They'll mix some passes in, but I don't think it's going to be an air show. If somebody gets down, then you're going to see the ball in the air.
Should be an interesting matchup. Looking forward to it. The new guys on the block, Southern Vance, can you come in as the new guy and not have any pressure on you?
Absolutely. Yeah, they're really pressure-free. I'm of the opinion that when you get here, you've played a 4-game series, and you're pretty good to get through that. Tonight is a 1-game series, and if you play well, it can go your way, and you can become a state champion.
And Southern Vance, I guess a lot like the team that calls this stadium home normally, Wake Forest. Best season in the school's history. No pressure on them. No one expects anything from them. We will see what they put out on the field as we get ready for kickoff here for the 2AA state championship game. Southern Vance and Shelby. It's coming up after this.
Home is as simple.
Future?
No, no one can do that. That's why you have to be.
I was going to say, you don't want to get hurt in the pregame.
You can see the future?
No, no one can do that. That's why you have to be prepared. You see, I'm a Farm Bureau insurance agent.
Helping you is what we do best.
And you see the Shelby Golden Lions coming out on the field, and check this out. This is how they get ready for kickoff. First, they all form a big circle, and then they're going to get lots of their teammates jumping all over each other. Look at this, flips and everything. I don't think I've ever seen this, Drew Bowie.
I haven't either. If you live through that, you got to be a pretty tough guy, so they won't get hit any harder than that on the field.
I was going to say, you don't want to get hurt in the pregame, though.
No, sir.
And right now, the national anthem being played on the field, and we'll get ready for kickoff in 1 sec. chilly here at Grove Stadium as we get set for kickoff. We're about 2.5 minutes for kickoff. Our official for tonight's 2AA state championship game. The referee is Jesse Spence. The umpire, Todd Moore. Linesman is Eddie Buffalo. Line judge, Carlton Knight. And the back judge is Donald Shields. All the officials from the Coastal Plains Officials Association in Roanoke Rapids. And we are getting ready to send the captains out on the field for the coin toss to see who will receive, who will kick off. And Shelby coach Chris Norman, I talked to him before the game. He said if we win the toss, we're going to take the ball first and try to set the tone on offense. Drew, when you were a head coach in high school, what did you prefer one way or another when you won the toss?
I'd much rather play defense first. I think with nerves, especially in a game of this magnitude, with nerves, I didn't want to put my offense out there first. I wanted my defense to go out and kind of set a tone. Let my offensive players get a look as to what's going on and just kind of get a feel for the game.
Did you ever chart it? Did you ever decide? Did you ever look at it afterward and say, okay, we won the toss, we did this, we lost the game, we won, the offense scored on us when we were on defense, and look at the results?
Didn't have to chart it because we always went defense first.
Win, lose, or draw.
Win, lose, or draw.
All right. Jesse Spence getting the players ready for the coin toss on the field. Golden Lions well represented in the stands here at Grove Stadium. They are below us on the west side, and the Southern Vance fans, the Raiders fans all the way from Henderson, North Carolina, are on the east stands. Of course, they're lucky for most of the afternoon because that's when the sun sets last, but the shadows are about halfway up the stands over there, so I don't think the sun's going to help too much.
If you want to get the sun, you're going to have to go to the top.
There you go. I think you're going to have to go to the central time zone right now. There's the coin in the air. And we will see who will do what. Jesse Spence talking to the Shelby Golden Lions right now. It's a long conversation. Maybe they're phoning a friend to see whether to take the ball or go play defense.
I don't know.
In this age of cell phones and personal information assistance, you never know. Somebody has the BlackBerry in the pocket out there.
You're something, buddy.
There is the Golden Lion from Shelby. He or she looks very ready for this game.
Nice crowd here, Dave.
So I believe Southern Vance has won the toss and will defer to the second half, which means Shelby will get the ball, if I'm correct. Yes, I am. And Shelby will defend the north goal, the north end zone. Southern Vance, the Raiders, will defend the south end zone. And Shelby, even though they lost the toss, still gets the ball, which is what they wanted to begin anyway. So they lost and they won.
Absolutely. With all that shade down there, I didn't get a chance to check the temperature, but it's pretty chilly. Fortunately, there's not much wind, if any at all, but the kids that are playing, they probably won't feel the cold. They'll be plenty warm. The guys on the bench now, it's a different story. It'll be tough down there.
That's right. And when you're playing, the adrenaline's pumping, the heart's pumping, so that keeps the heat in the body, and when you're running up and down that field, it certainly will. So we are ready for kickoff here at Grove Stadium. The Shelby Lions, black and gold. They are wearing white as their primary uniform color. The Southern Vance Raiders in Columbia blue and white with the light blue helmets, the dark blue jerseys with the light blue trim and white numbers. And we are getting ready to tee it up right here. Brandon Riggin will kick off for the Raiders. He handles all of the kicking duties for David Jennings' team.
One of the deep guys is Preston Roseborough, who's also a Shrine Bowl player.
And Roseborough, one of a group of talented running backs. He's the fullback on offense. Has rushed for 447 yards and 8 touchdowns, caught 10 passes for 346 yards and 6 touchdowns. They have a group that has piled up some yardage. All right, we are set to go. Riggin will get us started. Ball is in the air and coming down on the 11-yard line to
25.
Larry Raper, and Raper gets it to close to the 30-yard line before he's brought down there.
Not great field position here for Shelby, but not bad.
We'll mark it at the 29-yard line. So that's where Shelby will start, 1st and 10. Setting their offense, Daryl Montgomery is the quarterback. He'll have Roseboro, the fullback, Arsenio Parks and Larry Raper as the halfbacks, if they line up that way. Chris Spikes is the split end, but does not look like they're lining up in the wing bone right here.
4-4 defense by Southern.
And quarterback keeps on the option. Montgomery, good running room over the 40, over midfield. He could be gone to the 40, the 30, 20. Last gasp effort is not going to work. And how about that on the very first play from scrimmage? Daryl Montgomery goes 71 yards for the Shelby touchdown. And just like that, the Golden Lions are in the lead.
This was a beautiful option play to the quarterback's right. He rode the fullback into the line of scrimmage, pulled it out at the very last minute. The linebackers for Vance bid on the dive. Ball was pulled, 71 yards. 71 yards later, touchdown.
Well, if you blink your eye, if you were at the concession stands to get a quick hot chocolate or coffee or hot dog before the start of the game and you got to your seat late, you missed it. 71 yards by Daryl Montgomery on the quarterback keeper. The extra point is good. And Shelby has taken a 7-0 lead. Another look.
Replay, just a typical dive option. Quarterback pulled the ball after a great fake to the fullback. Then he's off to the races.
Montgomery, 431 yards rushing on 79 carries this season. 3 touchdowns. And, boy, you can pump up those numbers quite a bit on that very first carry.
Yes, you can. I noticed on the replay, if you're playing an option team, you got to play very disciplined. They had a defensive tackle and a linebacker that side tackle the fullback. Therefore, that left no one on the quarterback.
Derek Hawkins and Detroit Harris had shots at him toward the goal line, but they were unsuccessful. And Montgomery, the 71-yard touchdown on the first play from scrimmage, and Shelby has a 7-0 lead. Will it be a sweet repeat for the Golden Lions? They're certainly off to a good start. And now they will kick the ball to the Raiders. Back deep for them. Number 5 is Jeremy Davis, who you see right there. And Rankish Hammond, I believe, is the other deep back. No, I think I'm wrong.
I believe it's O'Darren Gill.
O'Darren Gill, number 33 on the other side. Kick is in the air. This will be coming down to Davis. Inside the 10, gets over the 15, breaks a tackle or two, and gets it up to the 20-yard line. Today's 2AA state championship game is brought to you by BB&T. There's opportunity here. And now, Drew, when you get a play like that against you on the first play from scrimmage, you want to get right back at them right quick.
Yeah, if you can, you've got to forget about that and just run your offense, be patient, see what happens.
All right, Jameer Pugh threw for 304 yards in last week's semifinal game as the quarterback. He's going to fake the give and then throw, and his throw intended for David Person is incomplete.
Little nerves. Ball was perfectly thrown. Play was set up pretty good. Just didn't come up with a catch there. It's early. Little nerves.
Pugh, the quarterback. O'Darren Gill, number 33. Number 25, Mark Ellis, are the running backs. Theo Perry, Sam Faulkner, David Person, who just had that pass go incomplete, the starting wideouts. 2nd down and 10 from the 20-yard line. Pugh going to keep it. Gets away from one man and another. Back over the 20 and out of bounds at the 23-yard line. So we'll give him about 2.5, 3 yards there and call it 3rd and 7.
Gerald Lill did a real nice job of running him out of bounds there. That quarterback is quick. I think he's going to be a load.
Here's another look. Pugh has rushed for 561 yards. That's a 5.8 yard per carry average and 12 touchdowns this year, so he can run as well as pass.
He gets a blitz, eludes 2 tackles, and eventually gets knocked out of bounds for about a 3-yard gain.
It is 3rd and 7 from the 23. Pugh takes the direct snap. He's going to run with the ball. And I think the ball is on the ground. It is. Let's see who has it. Shelby does. Number 15, Howard Thompson. Backup quarterback. Recovers the fumble, and Shelby with the first big play on defense, now in business at the 33-yard line of the Raiders. Take another look.
I believe you're going to see a first down here and then a late helmet right on the ball pops out. This is the worst thing that can happen to you. Give up a big play on offense for a touchdown and then turn the ball over on your end.
That was Travis Little, whose helmet made contact with the football, knocked the ball loose. 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line. The give right there, up the middle, the first man through. That is Arsenio Parks. 19 touchdowns this season on more than 1,400 yards rushing, 205 carries. Gain of 4 to the 29, we'll call it. It's 2nd and 6.
They ran the same play that they ran the first time, except this time they gave it to the fullback for a 4-yard gain.
So Montgomery with a 71-yard touchdown on the first play from scrimmage, and Lions in business again. This time it's Preston Roseborough who comes around to get the handoff. Roseborough, 8 touchdowns on the season, but he only gets to the 31-yard line. It's actually a loss of 2 yards.
Troy Harris did an excellent job then of staying at home, playing his position, and knocking that play back for about a 2-yard loss.
So it is 3rd and 8. If you're just joining us, it is 7-0 in favor of Shelby. Scored on the very first play from scrimmage, a 71-yard touchdown by that guy, quarterback Daryl Montgomery. Montgomery's going to roll out right, decides to keep the ball, and runs into traffic.
Number 72, Gerald Hunter, does an excellent job of playing the line of scrimmage.
Darrell Burwell also in there to help out.
When Montgomery cut back, he was right there to make a beautiful tackle.
Hunter goes 6'3", 303 yards, so he's a big guy. And we're going to have a field goal attempt right now. Tyler Rabb, who is 4 for 8 on field goals this season, will try from 42 yards. Here's the snap. Ball is down. Rabb's kick is up on the way, and it hits the crossbar. Rabb just about 1.5 feet short on the 42-yard attempt. Gave it a good ride, but hit the crossbar, and Shelby comes up empty-handed, much to the relief of Southern Vance.
Dave, that's a big series for Vance. Their offense has been on the field. Their defense has been on the field and made a stop. Their offense needs to be productive right here. Get a couple of first downs, even if they don't score.
They're set up with backs to either side of quarterback Jameer Pugh. Pugh's going to give it off to O'Darren Gill. He's going to try the right side. He is just over the line of scrimmage, maybe a gain of about 1. Didn't have a whole lot of room there on the right side.
The Golden Lions are swarming their defense to the football. That particular play, every linebacker and down lineman played their position perfectly.
Michael McLam, the tackle, he was the leading tackler for the Golden Lions this season with 117. 2nd down and 9. This is Mark Ellis. He's going to try the left side. He is over the 25, brought down at the 26-yard line.
That was a very nice play by Southern. Now they have a workable 3rd down. It's 3rd and about 4 yards.
Roseborough and Lanston Tanya made the tackle there. Tanya 112 tackles this season, so he and McLam, the 2 leading tacklers, in on a lot of plays. 3rd and 4 from their own 26 for the Southern Vance Raiders. Pugh looking to throw in the pocket, dumps it off, and it is incomplete. First thought Mark Ellis caught it, but then he dropped it, and so it's incomplete, and the Raiders will have to punt.
I'm not sure had he made that catch, he would have gotten a first down. The throw was a little bit behind him. It was a difficult catch and probably not a first down play anyway.
And he was kind of moving backwards, so it would have been tough to spin and get in there.
Absolutely.
And Jameer Pugh, the quarterback, doubles as the punter. We'll see what kind of leg he has. He is standing back around his own 14-yard line. Snap is a high one. Pugh gets it, gets the punt off, and it's not a good one. Didn't get all of it. It hits at the 32, takes a bounce backwards, and now a couple of guys all over it at the 31-yard line. So that would be a 1-yard punt. Is that correct?
That's the way I see it.
Line of scrimmage was a 26, so we'll call it a 5-yard punt. That is not what David Jennings was looking for in that situation.
No, it wasn't. Southern Vance, they're just going to have to settle down and calm down. Nerves have got them a little bit. I know they're a much better football team than they've shown so far. Big defensive series right here.
So the Golden Lions back on offense for the third time already. We're not even halfway through the first quarter. Montgomery gives the ball off. That is Parks. Parks to the right side and doesn't get much. Nice job by the left side of the Southern Vance defense.
Defensive lineman did a great job of going with the flow and taking the fullback on the dive.
And where the offense hasn't done much, the defense can now set the tone for Southern Vance and maybe turn the momentum around here.
And Dave, I believe their defense has played very well all year.
First play from scrimmage tripped him up. That 71-yard run by Daryl Montgomery. That's what has it 7-0 here. Fake to Parks. Montgomery keeps it again, makes a move. 5, touchdown. Daryl Montgomery, his second touchdown of the day. That is a 30-yarder, and that will make it 13-0 Shelby. Montgomery with a great move about the 20-yard line. It was such a good move, had me tongue-tied.
When you need a play, you normally go back to what's been successful. What was successful the very first play for Shelby? Dive option, pulling the ball, quarterback keep for a touchdown, exactly the same play. Southern Vance acts like they're maybe not ready or prepared for that play. I don't know how much option Shelby has run.
Point after coming, kick is up, and the kick is good by Rab. So add another touchdown on the board. We are halfway through. It is 14-0. Shelby, take another look at Montgomery.
Watch the fake to the fullback. You've got two players tackling him. Outside linebacker gets blocked. Quarterback makes a nice move in the secondary. Tackles missed, touchdown.
Derek Hawkins got a fistful of shirt, but not enough to bring down Montgomery, who is an awfully strong runner. That is his second touchdown of the game. He had 3 on the season rushing coming into this game. He's now 2/3 of that. We're not even 5 minutes into this ball game.
Dave, we didn't have a great deal of information on the Shelby offense. We knew that they could rush the football, but I don't remember anything in my reading that said they optioned the ball a lot. Do you?
I do not.
This may be a situation where they've got a new play or two in. I'm not sure about that, but I know one thing. They're running that option extremely well.
105 yards of offense on 6 plays for Shelby so far, as opposed to Southern Vance's 19 yards. Here's the kick coming down. That is Davis, and he is swarmed at the 15-yard line. Roderick Blake got down there in a hurry to make the tackle.
That was a great tackle in the open field on a back who had some blue jerseys setting a wall for him. A big play on special teams would really be nice for Southern Vance right now. They need something to happen. They've got to make something happen.
So far, just 19 yards on 4 rushes, 0 for 2 passing. We'll see if Jameer Pugh can get it untracked right here. Pugh is going to take a one-step drop and throw immediately, and his pass is complete to Sam Faulkner. Faulkner gets it out over the 20-yard line, and maybe that's the start, the spark that the Raiders need. It's a gain of 7. It'll be a 2nd and 3 from the 22.
I don't know when we're going to see it, but I know we're going to see it. That same play with a pitch to the halfback coming out of the backfield. He was open. They could have pitched it then.
2 receivers split to the far side, 1 to the near side. Backs on either side of Pugh. And he will give the ball to Mark Ellis. Ellis through a hole over the 35 and out to the 38-yard line.
Out of a spread offense, that little slice play is bread and butter. This case, right halfback comes across the quarterback to the left side, cut right back up the middle for a nice gain. Well designed, well executed.
Here's another look. Ellis, who rushed for 878 yards coming into this ball game, had the hole showed a little acceleration, and he picks up the first down of the 38. Snap to Pugh, quick screen over to the left side, and there's a guy with some speed right there. O'Darren Gill. He is out to the 45-yard line, and now it looks like Southern Vance finally has its legs under it.
I think they're starting to calm down, settle down a little bit. You'll see a swing pass to the left. It's perfectly thrown, perfectly timed. A lot of speed and a good tackle out there in the open field. A lot of good things happen on that play.
Nice little stiff arm there by O'Darren Gill as well. This time he's going to give the ball to Ellis. Ellis spins and gets close to the first down. We'll see if the spot will give it to him.
Slice play again, worked out, almost up into the middle of the defense of Shelby.
Arsenio Parks on the tackle for the Golden Lions, and see if Jesse Spence signals to measure or not. No, they're not going to measure. We'll make it third down and about 1.5 feet to go for a Southern Vance first down.
Looks like blitz. Here it comes.
Pugh gives the ball to Gill. Gill picks up the first down and gets right about to midfield.
Looks like the blitzer, Michael McLam, ran right by the ball carrier. He was there with depth. If he's able to make that tackle, it's a big play. Shown again right there. Number 45 just barely missed it. Almost a big play for Shelby.
All about timing.
All about timing, everything.
So another first down for the Raiders. They are at midfield, trying to get back into this ball game down 14-0. Pugh to throw, has a man open right side. That's Sam Faulkner. Faulkner with his second catch of the drive. And now the Raiders are into Golden Lion territory, so they're starting to put together a nice little drive here.
They have a nice drive going. They have great field position. They can call anything in their playbook, and they're starting to execute, and I think the nerves may be starting to leave them.
There's some folks in the Shelby band. They just saw themselves on the scoreboard. And so far, the number under West, which is, they are the West champions. So Shelby with 14 to Southern Vance's 0. They like that as well. Ellis again gets away from one tackle, another, a third tackle. And finally, 4 players have to bring him down. The ball is on the ground, but I think they say he was down by contact. And Ellis picks up 3 or 4 more, and it'll be third and a long 2, short 3 for another Southern Vance first down.
One thing I've noticed about these playoff games is defensively, these defensive linemen, the whistle's going to be blown a little bit slower. They're going to be trying to pull that ball out, and Mark Ellis did a great job. He did fumble, but he did recover it.
Yeah, my mistake. I thought it was down by contact. It would bounce right back into his arm. So that's a fortunate break for the Raiders, and we'll see if they can convert here on 3rd and 3. Pugh wants to throw, takes a couple steps and throws it right to a Golden Lion. That is Corey Brooks, and Brooks takes it back to midfield, squirts through another tackle. He's down to the 40, breaks another tackle, and finally 4 or 5 Raiders gang up and tackle him. We'll mark him at the 39-yard line. So Pugh had a man behind Brooks and apparently did not see Brooks coming in. Threw the ball, and Brooks was right there to pick it off, and he took it back a good 20 yards. So now Shelby is in business again.
This is very unfortunate for Jamie Pugh. He does a good job of studying the field. He doesn't see it, then he thinks he does, and he throws it just a little bit short. He did have a man open, but it was deeper.
And a nice job by Brooks there. Broke several tackles before he finally went down. So Shelby has it back again. 3:39 left in the first quarter. And here comes Montgomery. He faked the ball. He's got a man open, throwing long, and it's just dropped in the end zone.
That was a beautifully executed play. The receiver got open. The quarterback delivered the ball on time. Perfect strike. Just one of those things where the receiver couldn't hang on to the football.
That was Larry Raper who juggled the football. I thought he was going to bring it down. That was a great fake. He had me sold.
It was off reverse action. It froze the secondary. Everything went right except just couldn't quite hang on to it.
Looked like a Three Stooges play right there. 2nd and 10 from the Southern Vance 39 for Shelby, looking to add to their 14-0 lead. Man in motion. The give is to the fullback. That is Parks. Parks gets to the 37 before he's thrown back. Gain of about 2 there, so that'll bring up 3rd and about 8.
You can tell these are two very well-coached, disciplined football teams. I'm glad they're here, and I'm glad I'm getting a chance to watch them play. I still think that Southern Vance is going to settle down, and they're going to have a chance to win this football game.
Right now, though, Shelby taking the play to them. 3rd and 8 from the Southern Vance 37-yard line. In the gun, Montgomery. Flags fly. Montgomery's going to take it and keep it. No, he's going to throw the ball. Has a man, but overthrows him down near the 7-yard line. That was Keandre Stevenson.
Derek Hawkins had coverage and was in beautiful position on that play. There is a flag down in the holding area.
And Jesse Spence, the referee, talking to Donald Robinson, who must be the defensive captain for David Jennings' Raiders. And we will await the call from Spence right here. It is illegal procedure on Shelby. That'll move it back 5 yards to the 42. It'll make it 3rd and 13.
Normally, if they let that play go, that means they did not have enough men on the line of scrimmage, and there was not movement by the offensive lineman, but they didn't have enough men on the line of scrimmage.
That's why I have you here to teach me these things. 3rd and 13 from the 42. 3 receivers lined up, one behind the other on the near side. Interesting formation for the Lions. Montgomery looking around, and he wants to call timeout, and does. Now, obviously, when you stack 3 guys like that, that's to create some kind of confusion for the defense, to run guys different ways or set picks out there.
Absolutely, because you can only get one of those guys jammed at the line of scrimmage. The other 2 are off the ball. You can't get hands on them, so they have clean releases. It's a fun little formation, and the players enjoy it also.
I'm surprised we don't see it more.
I did have a little bit of a problem with that formation, though, because I kept looking for a split end on the other side of the field. He came on after they called timeout, so they only had 10 men on the field.
There you go. Saw some of those happy Lions fans a moment ago. Their team up 14-0, looking for more, but they have 3rd and 13. HD service from Time Warner Cable is the best way to get the most out of your HD TV. You made an investment, so it's natural that you'd want to get the most out of your HD TV. Get your local channels in high definition. Almost all of your favorite shows are in HD. Plus, you can upgrade to Time Warner Cable's Premium HD tier. Get ESPN HD, In HD, HD Net Movies, and Universal HD. Want even more high definition? Then you'll definitely want an HD DVR where you can record and play back hours of high definition shows and watch them when you want. Time Warner Cable lets you get the most out of your HD TV. Give Time Warner Cable a call now. And how about that for a pass that the officials rule out of bounds? I'd like to look at the replay here to see if Larry Raper got a foot in. We have a player down for Shelby back in the backfield, and that could be Montgomery, number 12. He's got his helmet off. Take a look and tell me if Raper got a foot down in bounds.
No,
sir.
On the line.
Official was right there on it, made the correct call.
See if
we'll see what is going on here with Montgomery. I noticed, looked over, and he had his helmet off awfully quickly.
I was checking downfield on the throw, and I didn't see the quarterback get hit, Dave.
Nor did I. Plenty of medical and training personnel out there to tend to Montgomery.
I did see pressure coming, and I don't see a flag, so apparently whatever happened, it was clean.
We'll take another look and see if we can't see what happened here.
All right, he's going to be rushed, and he's going to hang in there and deliver this ball a little bit late after holding it. Let's see where the pressure comes from. Number 61.
Darrell Burwell is the man on him right there. And there was helmet-to-helmet contact right there. And you hear the boos from the stands. The Shelby fans obviously not happy that nothing was called on the helmet-to-helmet contact, but that's something that if the referee's not looking directly at it, he could possibly miss.
You know, in professional football and college football, they're going to call that probably 999 times out of 1,000. Just guess we just missed it here. course, in high school football, I don't know that there's a helmet-to-helmet contact rule.
And Chris Norman obviously saying what we were just saying, and flags have flown from the referee and one of the other officials, and that will be an unsportsmanlike penalty on Chris Norman, the head coach
He needs to be
for Shelby.
He needs to be careful. He doesn't need to get another one.
Obviously, you don't want to see one of your players go down with an illegal hit like that, and he let the officials know in no uncertain terms, and sometimes officials can just miss stuff like that. Not saying it's right or wrong, but sometimes you miss things.
Absolutely. You just absolutely can't see everything. And here's a replay. Let's see if we've got a replay again.
This from a little higher angle. So you'll see Burwell coming from the left and David Brody from the right. And it looked like a bit of a sandwich there. What happened was Brody hit him first, Burwell hit him from the left, and that may have been what caused the problem there for Montgomery. He is still being tended to. We have a stretcher coming out on the field, and that's something you hate to see, especially in a situation like this in a state championship game where the player is doing so well and then unfortunately gets hurt. And we hope for nothing but the best for Daryl Montgomery. Shelby leading the ball game here 14-0 with 2 minutes 41 seconds left in the first quarter. Daryl Montgomery, the quarterback, who earlier ran for a 71-yard touchdown on the first play from scrimmage and then a 25-yard touchdown on the next possession to give Shelby a 14-0 lead. He has been injured here with 2 minutes 41 seconds left in the first quarter. He was sandwiched between Southern Vance's defensive ends, David Brody and Darrell Burwell, and has been down on the ground ever since.
At this point, all you can do is hope and pray that this young man is okay, because I do think he has a very, very bright future. He's quite an athlete and can certainly play. I don't know if we'll be able to, but maybe later on we'll be able to get some indication as to exactly what his situation is. It looked like maybe a head injury, and now by seeing the last replay, it could be knee, shoulder, several different things.
And now a cart coming out onto the field. So we'll see if they get him on the stretcher and then loaded onto the cart. And then my guess is he'll be taken to a local hospital and checked out there, and hopefully everything will be okay.
Yeah, one nice thing about being in this area, we do have some excellent facilities that can care for you, no matter what your situation is. So hopefully he'll be checked out and released and get back over here before this game's over.
We hope so. Again, Shelby leading the ball game 14-0. Montgomery, the 2 touchdowns, but he is the player injured on the field. Was hit by 2 players. You see his teammates concerned for him on the sideline. Fans in the stands concerned.
Most of the time when you have a program like Shelby, if you have a player at any position who goes down, that second player is very, very good. So it's going to be interesting to see who comes in at quarterback, but I've got a feeling he's going to be a pretty good player.
Howard Thompson is listed as the second-string quarterback. He is a 5'9", 166-pound junior. He has rushed 29 times this year for 233 yards, which is an 8-yard per carry average, and 3 touchdowns. Has thrown only 10 times, completed 8 for 143 yards, and 1 touchdown, 1 interception. So it is likely we will see Howard Thompson right now. Montgomery has been loaded onto the stretcher, will be then loaded onto the motorized cart.
Normally, if it's a head injury, there's a brace around the neck. I couldn't tell if that was happening or not. I don't think so.
He looks to me like he's sitting up a little bit, and his arms are folded around his lap. So hopefully, I mean, he's obviously conscious, which is a good thing.
Absolutely.
And as you said, we hope and pray that he's okay. Meanwhile, you see a little bit of dirty laundry out there on the F. 2 flags thrown, one by the referee and I believe one by the umpire after Shelby head coach Chris Norman had some choice words for them after his quarterback was hurt. And the officials, I'm sure, will wait till Montgomery is taken from the field before they administer their on-field justice. There you see Jesse Spence and his crew from the Coastal Plains Association. And now here is Spence's call. "15-yard penalty, unsportsmanlike conduct against Shelby, and that will move the ball back 15 more yards into their own territory at the 43. It'll bring up, now instead of 4th and 13, it'll be 4th and 28.
Southern Vance needs a big play, and one of the best places to get a big play is on special teams.
And here is the punt. That was Tyler Rabb. He gets a pretty good boot, hits at the 25 and takes a backwards bounce. One of the Shelby players, it hits him, and the ball is thus dead at the 29-yard line.
Not bad field position for Vance. They're going to start at about their own 29-yard line.
2:23 left, first quarter. Shelby with a 14-0 lead on 2 Darryl Montgomery touchdowns, but Montgomery has been injured and taken from the field. And now Southern Vance will start on offense. Jameer Pugh is running back, so Darren Gill and Mark Ellis. 2 receivers split to the far side. Pugh's going to fake one way and run to the other, see if he can get outside here. Over the 30, and then runs out of bounds at the 32.
We refer to that play as slice keep. He faked to the left halfback across his body, came to his left, picked up about 4 yards or so. If you're going to run the spread formation, you just about have to run that play pretty successfully.
Call it a gain of 3 to the 32. It'll be 2nd and 7. Now 3 receivers out, 2 to the far side, 1 to the near side. The give is to Darren Gill. Gill trying to make a move, gets by 1 tackler, spins out to the 40-yard line before he is finally brought down. Nice piece of running there by Darren Gill. Tackle is made by Michael McLam. So that'll be a first down for the Raiders.
Showed excellent balance and strength. Slice give. Deals eyeball in the field, changes hands with the football to protect it. Cuts up, breaks a tackle. Works hard, breaks a couple of more tackles for a very nice game.
1st and 10 now from the Raider 41. Raiders trying to put something together, get on the scoreboard here. Jameer wants to throw. He gets away from the rush, gets outside, has some running room. Over midfield, into Shelby territory and down inside the 45-yard line. So Jameer Pugh wanted to throw the ball, didn't see anybody open, decided to tuck it and run.
Apparently this is what Coach Jennings is talking about with this young man. If he plays well, they have a chance. And you can see why. He's very quick.
So the ball is marked inside the 44-yard line. We'll call it the Shelby 43. Another first down for the Raiders. Their fans starting to get into it a little more now. Pugh gives the ball to Ellis. Ellis runs right into a brick wall named Gerald Lale. And Lale flings him down. Lale, 6'1", 255-pound senior. And that will be a loss back to the 47-yard line. We'll call it a loss of 4. It'll be 2nd and 14.
That play really had no chance at all to be successful. Lale was in there so quickly. All offenses hate penetration.
Three receivers out, backs on either side of Pugh. Pugh's going to flare it out. It is caught there by O'Darren Gill, but he is immediately brought down by Shuntrey Smith.
It's just another perfect example of great coaching and players playing their position. Smith was in perfect position to take care of that swing.
Ball back to the 45-yard line. That's a gain of 3, so it'll be 3rd and 11. And needless to say, a key play for the Raiders here as we get inside 1 minute left in the first quarter.
Another big play.
3rd and 11. Pugh wants to throw. The rush is on. Pugh needs to get outside. He does, throws, and it is off the hands of Wayne Richardson and incomplete. He threw it about the only place he could throw it without getting intercepted, but it was a little too high for Richardson to bring down. And now the punt team is on for the Raiders.
Yeah, Pugh made a great throw. It was almost intercepted by Calvin Brown, but it was perfectly thrown, and his receiver just couldn't bring it in.
Brandon Riggin will punt. Try to play a little field position game here. 22 seconds left in the first quarter. And here's the snap. Riggin with a little angled punt, low punt. Takes a hop and a bounce and a skip, and it'll be down at the 17-yard line. So with 13 seconds left in the first quarter, Shelby will go back to work on offense, and Southern Vance will try to keep him back there and get a little field position to get the ball back.
Yeah, they're not starting with great field position, but they're outside the 15-yard line, so they can run pretty much anything that they want to run. With a 14-0 lead, I don't know how much throwing they'll do down in this part of the field, especially with that running game they have.
And indeed, Howard Thompson, the 5'9", 166-pound junior, is in at quarterback to replace Montgomery, who was injured on the last series. Let's see how he runs the offense. He's going to fake the give, keep it himself, makes one fake, two fakes, slides away from one tackle, and gets it out close to the 25-yard line. So first play, you run the ball.
Bread and butter play. Same thing that Daryl Montgomery was running. He faked to the fullback and kept it right off tackle.
And we have reached the end of the first quarter. Our score, Shelby 14 and Southern Vance nothing. We'll be back with second quarter action at Grove Stadium right after this.
Banking.
And you can see why.
They say he is also a tremendous blocker.
19 touchdowns, 7 yards a carry he's averaged this year. And it'll be 1st and 10 for the Lions at their own 35-yard line. This time, Thompson keeps it, sees a hole, finds it, gets to the 45-yard line. Loses the football, though. Let's see if they call it down. They say, no, it's a fumble, and Southern Vance has come up with it. I believe Detroit Harris is the man who came up with the football. He's still holding it right there. And a big play for the Raiders.
This is option to the left. Quarterback pulls the ball. The only thing I don't like about it is it's loose in his hand. The ball's going to get smacked and popped out. Comes off of his hip. Truly is a fumble. When you're in traffic, you really got to protect that football.
Detroit Harris, the 5'9", 165-pound senior, comes up with the football. And now Southern Vance is on the march. Mark Ellis with the carry. Gains maybe 2. We'll call it 2nd and 8 at the Shelby 45.
You know, we talked earlier, one of the things that Shelby wanted to do was to protect the football.
Here's the give to Ellis. He's going to try left side. McLam in there to make the initial hit, and he slowed Ellis up enough so 7 of his teammates come in to finish off Ellis.
You know, we've noticed that these real good defensive teams, they get a lot of people to the football, and Shelby is just swarming right now.
McLam in there early. As I said, made the initial hit. He slowed Ellis down, and the rest of the Lion defense was there to help him out. It's a loss of 2 on the play. It'll be 3rd and 10 from the 47. Big play for the Raiders right here.
Spreading the field with that offense.
A little bit of a blitz coming. Pugh keeps it, was going to throw, was going to run, finally throws it. Ellis complete, and a first down for Southern Vance down to the 24-yard line. So Pugh first looked like he was going to throw, then he was going to run, and then he saw Ellis open, and Ellis is a pretty good receiver. So we threw it to him. He's got 14 passes during the year for more than 200 yards and 2 touchdowns, so he knows what to do with the football, and if you can catch the ball and you know what to do with it, you're in business.
This Pugh is just so active. If you'll just keep working while he has a football in his hands, there's a good chance something good will happen.
First and 10 from the 24. Quick throw by Pugh. It is complete and down to the 20-yard line.
Sam Faulkner made a nice catch there and protected the football.
Took a quick couple of steps over the line of scrimmage, turned around, was open. Pugh found him. You can do it 4 yards at a time. 4 times 3 is 12. That's a first down every series.
Like that.
So we'll see if Southern Vance can punch one in and cut the Shelby lead in half here. Pugh from the shotgun has plenty of time. He's going to the right side and Ellis, but that ball is intercepted. Nice play right there by Keandre Stevenson. Able to stay in bounds, got at least a foot in, and picks the pass off, and Shelby has the ball back.
May have been ill-advised to throw this ball. I'm not exactly sure what he saw. I know he had a receiver down there, but your receivers have got to become defensive backs if they possibly can, and I don't know if that receiver could have done that there.
Well, he was looking for Ellis again down the sideline, but Stevenson made a nice break on the ball, kept his foot in bounds, and picked it off. So turnover one way and then turnover right back through the air, and now a timeout called by Shelby, so that'll give us some time to look at that last play.
Shelby's playing a 2-deep coverage, and that is normally where you would like to attack it, but the ball hung in the air a little bit, and that safety was able to get over and make that play.
He overthrew Ellis by a couple of yards there, and if possible, I'd like to see that replay one more time to see if he actually got a foot in bounds. See, you ask, boom, right there for you. Guys in the truck doing a great job.
Well, he's got to have his one. Control.
Down. There you go. The wonders of modern television.
I believe he had 2 in. He turned into a receiver.
Made a nice catch. Nice break on the ball and caught it, stayed in bounds. So now Shelby will start inside its own 10 at the 9-yard line. First and 10. Howard Thompson in relief of Daryl Montgomery, who, if you missed it, was hurt toward the end of the first quarter. And he hands the ball off right there.
And he's met immediately by Sean Harris at the line of scrimmage, number 52.
That's Donovan Gidney who had the carry on that one. That's his first carry of the game, I'm sorry. And we were given word that Daryl Montgomery is awake, feeling all his extremities. He has a small cut over his eye, and he's being examined further here at the stadium to see if he has a concussion. So good news there, just a small cut and maybe a concussion, which would lead me to believe if he does have a concussion, he would not be back, but at least he's okay. And check it out around the right side. Nice gain right there by Larry Raper. Raper, who almost had that touchdown catch a little while ago, juggled the ball and didn't make it, but nice run there for the first down out over the 25-yard line.
Raper can pet Tyrese Williams on the back, number 72. He led that play. He's out front doing a nice job.
There's some good blocking up front. I noticed there Lamont Weber, the 5'7", 246-pound sophomore, sealed his man and helped give Raper plenty of room. We have an injured player down on the other side of the field. We'll see which Raider that is. I believe that is Ricky Nile. He is up and off the field, though. Today's 2AA State Championship game sponsored by St. Lawrence Homes. When you're thinking your next home, think of St. Lawrence Homes. St. Lawrence Homes, thoughtfully designed, carefully crafted, perfectly located. First and 10 from the 27 for Shelby. And the give is to Parks, who's over the 30, fighting for more yardage, keeping those feet moving, and he is finally wrestled down at the 34. So he had 7 yards forward and about 12 spinning around, Drew.
I lost the number on that guard who pulled. The left guard pulled and kicked out. Quarterback direct handoff to the fullback, and boy, he stuck it up in there tough.
We'll see if it's that starting guard, Travis Ellis.
Couldn't see it on that replay. But they're blocking him.
Well, there's Ellis right there. You saw him at the end of that replay. 2nd and 3 from the 34. The give is to Raper around from the left end. He's going right side, away from one tackler, into Southern Vance territory, and finally dragged down at the 46.
Get Travis Ellis and Lamont Carpenter out front on that reverse. I think right now Shelby has the Raiders thinking inside the tackles, and they're starting to run a little bit of off tackle now, especially with that reverse. It was a nice, very nice play. Nicely run.
How important is it to change it up so you can't get the defense guessing right?
It's very important. You never want to become really a statistic, and they know you're going to run at a certain place 80 or 90% of the time.
That was Parks, left side, gets a couple. If you just joined us, Shelby took a 7-0 lead on the very first play from scrimmage. Quarterback Daryl Montgomery kept the ball, went 71 yards for the touchdown to make it 7-0. And then with 7 minutes, 8 seconds left in the first quarter, Montgomery again from 25 to make it 14-0. With 2 minutes and change left in the first quarter, Montgomery was hurt, left the field, possible concussion. So Howard Thompson is running the show in his stead at quarterback. It'll be 2nd and 6 from the Southern Vance 41. Raper in motion. The give is up the middle. Southern Vance's defense all over that one. That was Parks with the carry.
Do you remember Howard Thompson throwing since he's been in?
No.
I think Southern Vance is really playing the running game extremely strong. They're probably going to try to make him throw.
As we said before, he has thrown only 10 passes all season. Has completed 8 of those 10 for 140-plus yards and a touchdown, intercepted once. They'll bring up 3rd and 4 from the Southern Vance 40. Raper in motion. A little bit of action right there, and that's Preston Roseboro coming across, and the Southern Vance defense not fooled by that either.
A lot of penetration.
Looks like the Golden Lions are going to punt. Tyler Rabb is on. Rabb standing back at his own 45-yard line. Donald Robinson, back to receive for the Raiders, is standing right on his own 10. 5.5 minutes left here in the first half. Shelby still holding to that 14-0 lead. And it appears they only had 10 guys on the field, so Rabb called timeout rather than try to punt with 10.
These little things are the things that drive you crazy as a coach.
They turn you into television commentators, don't they?
Or worse. But you have momentum here. You just want to get the ball snapped and punted, and hopefully pin the Raiders down 10-yard or inside. Put your defense out there that's playing extremely well, and take your chances on them being able to go 90 yards on you.
Today's 2AA championship game brought to you by Salsarita's Fresh Cantina. Fresh Mexican, hot, healthy, fresh, and fun. 5:27 left here from Grove Stadium in Winston-Salem. The 2006 State 2AA championship game between the Shelby Golden Lions and Southern Vance Raiders. It's been all Shelby so far. They did all their scoring in the first 8 minutes of this ball game, or first 5 minutes of this ball game. 2 Daryl Montgomery touchdowns, but he has since left the game with an injury. And Shelby now will punt 4th and 5 from the Southern Vance 41. We'll try to pin the Raiders deep.
Tyler Rabb has a strong leg. He just tried to punch this one.
Punches it, hits about the 13, bounces backwards, and the Lions will down the ball at the 17-yard line of Southern Vance. So that's where the Raiders will go to work, 1st and 10.
Yeah, they got a nice, Southern Vance got a nice bounce right there. That ball could have bounced down inside and gotten pinned inside the 5.
As you said, Rab has a good leg. I thought when he first kicked that ball, it was just bound for the end zone, but it took that bounce backwards. Not getting any help from any breeze. The flags on either goalpost are pretty much lying dormant. So here come the Raiders. See if they can get anything going on offense here. Ellis, left side, has one man to beat and can't do it. Nice job there by Jonathan Hopper coming up to make the tackle. No gain.
Outside blitz to take care of the lead blocker, and then the safety was able to clean that up and made a nice tackle.
So no gain on the play. 2nd and 10. We'll see if Pugh will go to the air here, or if we'll try to put together a long, methodical, clock-chewing drive. At least it looks like that for now. O'Darren Gill with the carry out over the 20-yard line. And Gill will be marked at the 22-yard line, so a gain of 5. It'll be 3rd and 5.
Still a very workable situation for the Raiders. Good piece of running right there. Good vision, kept his head up, avoided a couple of tacklers.
Lanston Tanyi with the tackle right there. Here comes the 3rd and 5 play. Pugh's going to throw, has Faulkner open, and it looks like he has the first down out to the 28-yard line.
They're running that little quick hook really to perfection. It's being thrown on time, which is very hard to defend. And they also have a trail back on that for a pitch.
There's another look. Faulkner looked like he landed on the football. Looked like he came up holding his ribs there, so hopefully he's okay. He stayed in the ball game. He is in the slot left. One of 3 receivers. Jameer Pugh sends out, and Pugh is going to throw again. This time the quick out to Gill. There's a flag down. Gill over the 30 to the 35-yard line. He's ridden out of bounds there. And let's check and see what the flag is.
Well, what nice footwork out there in the open field. Made 2 quick little moves and picked up an additional 5 or 6 yards.
I have a feeling this may be coming back. It's a hold on the Raiders, so they shoot themselves in the foot right there on a 1st and 10 where they picked up 7 or so, and now instead they'll have 1st and long.
Penalties and turnovers absolutely drive you crazy, but they're a part of football. You've just got to overcome them.
Right now, Shelby has 137 yards of total offense, all on the ground. Vance with 89 yards, 69 of it on the ground. So we have 1st down and 21 from the 17-yard line for the Raiders. The give is to Ellis, and Ellis gets to the 20-yard line before a host of Lion tacklers meet him there. Travis Little among them, Kenneth Curley in there.
Dave, I think the main thing that I'm liking right now out of Southern Vance is they're down 14-0, but they're taking their time, they're running their offense, they're not showing any signs whatsoever of panic.
I think maybe they were a little nervous the first series or two, but they seem to have settled down pretty well here. 2nd and 18 from the 20-yard line. Pugh to throw over the middle into traffic. It is batted away, and the flag is down, and I bet it'll be pass interference on Preston Roseboro. I think might have gotten there a little early. It'll be interesting to see what we see on the replay.
For the first time today, Shelby dropped 8 and rushed 3. Ball was very well thrown. I'm not sure if there was pass interference there or not. I'll let you and the official take care of that, but
might have offsetting. Holding on each side. And those penalties will, of course, offset. We will replay 2nd down. It'll be 2nd and 18. Once again from the 20-yard line. Take a look.
So there was no pass interference. There was holding on both sides.
And didn't see it in either case.
Yeah.
Sometimes it happens away from the camera's eye. Sometimes.
Yeah.
2:53 left, second quarter. Shelby still leading here, 14-0. Pugh to pass. Rush from the left side. He steps up, he throws, and nobody was there. And there's another flag way back from the back judge. The Shelby fans are not happy. They think it's against them.
Again, Shelby rushed 3, dropped 8. But there's still a bunch of holes in that zone.
And
Pugh's doing a pretty good job to find them also.
Jesse Spence calling for the Southern Vance offensive captain, who is Gerald Hunter, to decide whether he wants to accept the penalty. I would guess in this situation you would.
Absolutely.
And it is pass interference. 15-yard penalty. They needed 18 for the first down, but that is an automatic first down on the pass interference penalty. Take another look.
Pugh sits in the pocket, steps up, sees his receiver, delivers the ball. And there's your pass interference.
So 1st and 10 now from the 36-yard line. A little bit better field position with 2:44 left. Direct snap. Pugh takes it. He's going to run. He's going to get to the 45. Steps up. He could go. He gets to the outside. It's a foot race, and he will win it. Jameer Pugh, 65 yards for the touchdown, and Southern Vance is on the board.
I couldn't tell if that was a quarterback draw or if it was quarterback lead, but when Pugh hit up in that hole, the middle of the field was wide open. He got everything sucked in with his speed, broke it to the outside, took it to the house.
Very impressed with the way he accelerated once he got to the outside.
Beautiful play. Patient, took his time. Their whole offense is doing what they need to do to stay in this game.
And it looks like they're going to go for 2 here. 14-6. It'll be 14-8 if they can complete the 2-point conversion. Here's Pugh looking, has a man over the middle, throws it a little too hard. It's incomplete. He had O'Darren Gill wide open on the left side.
Let's see if we can pick this up on the replay. Here's the touchdown. We see it toward the end when he's already hit the sideline, and it's just speed there. There's nobody going to catch him.
He even looks fast in slow-mo. That's how fast he is.
He is fast in slow-mo.
So a 65-yard touchdown run by Southern Vance quarterback Jameer Pugh. That would be his 13th touchdown rushing this season. The 2-point conversion not good, so it's 14-6 now. Shelby up by 8 with 2:39 left in the first half.
All right, now here you have a momentum shift. Even though Shelby is down by 8, they're certainly in the ball game, but they're feeling like now with Daryl Montgomery out of the ball game, that's going to bother and hurt the Shelby offense. So if they can continue to play solid defense, be patient, there's a good chance at the end of this football game they're going to come out the winner. They're feeling good about it right now.
Brandon Riggin will kick off for Southern Vance. Their fans a little bit more into the ball game now because their team is on the board. That'll wake you up a little bit. And I'm sure the players with a little bit of confidence here, they say, you know, we haven't given up anything since the 7-minute mark of the first half. And we're right in this ball game.
Be interesting to see how aggressive Shelby is going to be. There's 2:39 to halftime. Field position is probably going to dictate how aggressive they are. We'll see after this kickoff return.
Riggin with the foot into it. High kick coming down around the 20. Takes a backward bounce. Picked up there. And check out Preston Roseboro. Gets over the 30, and he is met finally at the 34-yard line, and that's where Shelby will start with 2 minutes, 33 seconds left until halftime.
With a quarterback who is not highly experienced with this field position, I believe Shelby is going to be relatively conservative. From Southern Vance's standpoint, they need to be thinking turnover, fumble recovery, play the running game.
Single back behind Thompson, and that single back is Parks. He gets the ball and the call, and he gets about 5 or 6 on first down.
Just an old-fashioned football play. Big, strong fullback up the middle, 5.5 to 6 yards. They'll take that every time.
Parks is 5'11", 215 pounds. Built to run.
Shrine Bowl player. That tells you a lot right there.
2nd and 4 now from the 40. Thompson
Reverse.
gives to Raper. Raper tries to cut it up the middle. But the Southern Vance defense does a pretty good job reading that.
I'm a little bit surprised at that call on that reverse play. When you start pulling linemen and get a lot of people in that backfield, if you get penetration, that can be trouble by name of fumble.
We'll bring up a 3rd down and 3 from the Shelby 41. Thompson in the shotgun pulls the ball out of Parks' belly, takes it himself, and he will be stopped short of the 1st down. And there's a fumble on the play, in fact, and Southern Vance is recovered. Durante Hawley on the ball at the 41-yard line. Take another look, and now Southern Vance in business. Maybe put some more points on the board.
An inexperienced quarterback makes a nice fake. He's working for the 1st down. Carrying the ball in one arm. Ball pops out. I'm not exactly sure when it popped out, but the officials are down on the field. They're calling the game.
So ball on the 41, a minute 11 left till halftime. Pugh, the draw. Ellis gets about 2, maybe 3. He fell backwards, forwards, if that makes any sense. And we are under a minute left here till halftime.
We said earlier, Southern Vance team has a history of coming back. They were down 14-0. It's 14-6. They have great field position. They can be extremely aggressive. They've called timeout to talk about it.
I think David Jennings a little bit upset. He tried to get the timeout call in about 5 or 8 seconds earlier and was upset with the officials that they did not call timeout sooner.
Well, you want to do everything you can to save every second you can right before the half when you have field position to make a big play, or at the end of the game when you have an opportunity to make a big play. 5, 6, 7, 8 seconds, that's a big deal. Could be 2 plays.
If you didn't watch it earlier, Shelby scored on 2 possessions in the first 5 minutes. Quarterback Darryl Montgomery, first play from scrimmage, in fact, a 71-yard keeper, and then a 25-yard touchdown run a little bit later in the half. In the first quarter, I should say. He went out with an injury, though, with about 2 minutes and 15 seconds left in the first quarter, has not returned. Southern Vance with the ball, 2nd and 8 from the Shelby 39. Jameer Pugh, the quarterback, steps up in the pocket. He has a man wide open, throws it, he catches it, and makes a move and scores. Touchdown, Southern Vance. David Person made a nice move after he caught the ball. He was wide open, made one move, faked the defender out, and could have crawled into the end zone. It is a touchdown. 38 yards, I believe that was, from Pugh to Person, and with 43 seconds left in the half, the Raiders can tie up the ball game with a 2-point conversion. They have called timeout to discuss the play they will run.
Jameer Pugh is the real deal. Very patient in the pocket. Let a player run by him. He steps up. He keeps his eyes down the field. Not in any hurry whatsoever. Delivers a perfect strike to a wide open receiver for the touchdown.
And Person was so wide open that when Preston Roseboro finally got there, he was running so fast, all Person had to do was slam on the brakes, and Person went about 8 yards by him, flying by him.
And all of this is incidental to a fumble by Shelby before midfield.
That's right. Turnovers lead to points. So Pugh to David Person. And now the 2-point conversion to see if they can tie. What play do you like to run here, Coach?
I'm going to get my quarterback out on the wing where he can run or pass.
Throws it too high for Theo Perry. 2-point conversion has failed, so that's 0 for 2 on the 2-point conversions for Southern Vance. So they still trail now 14-12, but they are very much back in the ball game with 43 seconds left to play before halftime.
Who do you believe has the momentum at this point?
I would say Southern Vance, and I also probably would have gone with your play right there.
Thank you. But 14-12, after scoring very quickly, when you have a very good Shelby team who's just trying to get to halftime, and an inexperienced quarterback lays the ball on the ground for a fumble, you get it, go down and score, you're feeling really, really good, even though you're down 2.
Brandon Riggin will kick off. Nice look right there at Grove Stadium from the end zone, shooting back at Bridger Fieldhouse. Tell you what, this new field turf that they've installed here at Grove Stadium, nothing like green grass even in December.
The main thing is you don't have to cut it.
And Riggin's kickoff will bounce and roll out of bounds at the 25-yard line. So with 43 seconds left, that's where Shelby will go to work. So the momentum has certainly shifted here. Shelby, the 2 quick touchdowns in the first quarter. Southern Vance has come back with 2 second-quarter touchdowns in the last 2:39 of the half, in fact. And so it is 14-12. Shelby leads. And we'll see if Howard Thompson and his guys try to go for one more score. Here is the give. Up the middle, and look at Preston Roseborough go over midfield and down into Raider territory. He is over the 45, in fact, and will be marked down at the 43-yard line.
Very nice reverse. At this point, Shelby is now in field position where they can be very aggressive. Still have 35 seconds on the clock.
Clock is running. Shelby without a timeout, so they have to do it themselves. Here comes Raper, right side, fakes and slips, and down at the 40-yard line. They'll have to somehow stop the clock here if they want to try to get some points.
I believe if we're going to see a pass from Howard Thompson, we'll see it here.
10 seconds left, clock is running. They better get up to the line in a hurry here. 5 seconds, 4, 3, 2. They get the play off and go nowhere with it, and that will do it for the first half of play here in the North Carolina State 2AA football championship game. There's a flag on the play, so wait a minute. Let's see what the flag is. It is illegal procedure on the offense. So it's a penalty on the offense. The half will end. Shelby leads it 14-12. As we go to halftime, we'll be back with our special halftime guest here at Grove Stadium when we come back.
You lose your starting quarterback. It seems to have a carryover effect. Not only does it hurt you offensively, but it gets into the mind of your defensive players too. We've got to step up. We've got to play better. They start to press. Special teams starts to press a little bit. I think the real key is going to be how much Shelby can throw the football, because this Vance defense has played the run very, very good all year.
Looking for it. If you missed it, Darryl Montgomery, starting quarterback for the Shelby Golden Lions, 71-yard touchdown on the very first play from scrimmage, then a 30-yard touchdown about 4 minutes later. It was 14-0, but Jameer Pugh, quarterback for Southern Vance, came back with a 65-yard touchdown run after the Raiders had recovered a fumble by Shelby backup quarterback Howard Thompson. And then with 43 seconds left in the half, Pugh found David Person on the far sideline for a 39-yard touchdown hookup. Southern Vance missed their two-point conversion attempts, so it is 14-12 Shelby here at halftime. You look at the stats, Drew, pretty much even. Southern Vance 234 yards to 221 for Shelby. The Raiders have run 7 more plays than the Lions have, and turnovers even 2 apiece.
And really, you have an even game. The difference is the conversions. I think the real key here for Shelby is how much they're going to let Thompson throw the football in the second half. He has shown that he is capable of running the offense. The only thing he needs to do is just secure the football when he has it. Vance is very good defensively. So we're going to see. And the thing I like about Vance is their quarterback. That Pugh is tough. He is a real player. He's small, but he is a dynamite player.
Certainly interesting, and we will have the third quarter coming up from Grove Stadium in Winston-Salem. Shelby leading this ball game 14-12. But first, let's hear this.
In this house, things are different. A download happens in the blink of an eye.
Honestly.
Your favorite shows are on when you want them to be. Quality time is the only measure of time. A phone call lasts for as long as you can talk.
How's school?
Family and friends cannot be preempted. With Time Warner Cable, the world revolves around you.
Does opportunity have a hometown? Where does it live? Does it rent or own? At BB&T, we see opportunity living everywhere. In a checking account, a business line of credit, in protecting your family and assets and making your money grow. If your bank doesn't see it that way, you should see us. Banking, insurance, investments. BB&T. There's opportunity here.
Home is a simple word, and building one can be a wonderful, exciting experience. So turn to St. Lawrence Homes. Our goal is to turn your dream home into a reality. We partner with you to give you more square footage, the most innovative designs, and the latest in designer features and technical advancements. We believe in handcrafted quality, so our standard features are considered other builders' upgrades. St. Lawrence Homes, thoughtfully designed, carefully crafted, perfectly located.
Log on to www.stlh.com for more information on our great homes.
There's a world between the baselines, where rockets are red and devils are blue. Knights defend, but giants rule. Here, panthers run and eagles fly. This is where teams come together and players show their true colors.
Watching Time Warner Cable's presentation of the 2006 BB&T North Carolina High School Athletic Association Football Championship. Sponsored by St. Lawrence Homes. Thoughtfully designed, carefully crafted, perfectly located. And brought to you by BB&T. There's opportunity here. And by Time Warner Cable, the power of you.
Welcome back to Grove Stadium, and Drew Bowie, possible good news for the Shelby Golden Lions. There's quarterback Daryl Montgomery. They stitched him up after he got hurt late first quarter. After he had 2 touchdowns that gave Shelby a 14-0 lead, we may see him again in this ball game.
I definitely think there's a possibility. I had an opportunity over the break to ask a couple of questions about his well-being. They didn't seem to think he had a concussion at that point in time, but he was receiving some stitches, and it appears to be on his chin. Whether or not he can, on his cheek, whether or not he can get his helmet on, I don't know.
All right, so okay, referee Jesse Spence has just told both teams to return to their sidelines for a few minutes.
There's an official in the end zone talking over something with 3 or 4 different people. I'm not exactly sure who they are.
So we've got a couple of minutes here while we now get ready for the start of the second half. Shelby leading 14-12 over Southern Vance. And Daryl Montgomery, 71-yard touchdown run. First play from scrimmage. Had a 30-yarder a couple minutes later. Made it 14-0. And then after Montgomery got hurt with about 2:20 left in the first quarter, a couple of turnovers led to Southern Vance touchdowns. Their quarterback, Jameer Pugh, 65-yard touchdown run of his own to make it 14-6. They missed the 2-point conversion, and then that was with 2:49 left in the second quarter, and then with 43 seconds left after a fumble recovery, Pugh, a 39-yard touchdown pass hookup with David Person, made it 14-12. There's a look at Chris Norman, the Shelby head coach.
Dave, you know, we talked earlier about Shelby being here so many times. How much of an advantage is that going to be? I think especially right now with their starting quarterback, number 12, Daryl Montgomery, being injured, having come in there with Howard Thompson. They've seen this scenario many times before. Chris Norman and his staff, they've been through the wars. They've been around for a while. They've had some very difficult circumstances that they've had to overcome. And if there's a team and a staff who at halftime can patch this thing up and get the spirits of their team up, I believe it's Coach Norman and his staff. I think they'll be ready to play the second half.
That is Q Tucker, the woman down on the field who is with the North Carolina High School Athletic Association. Not sure what she is talking about down there. And we have discussion with referee Jesse Spence and some of the operations workers here at Grove Stadium. So not exactly sure what's going on down there.
I've never been through anything quite like this. I have no clue. I wish I could help you, but I don't have a clue what's going on.
Where's our sideline reporter when we need him or her?
More than likely it would be a her.
Well, there is Q Tucker talking to referee Jesse Spence and one of his crew members. And now it appears, let's listen to hear what Spence has to say. Might have been working on his microphone. Or maybe not.
There it is, Veer Keep.
Keeps it again, but this time Southern Vance, I think they knew what was coming. To Troy Harris there, as is Gerald Hunter to make the tackle. No gain on the play. We'll call it 2nd and 10 from the 44-yard line.
I'm going to have to see it a couple more times, but I think Southern Vance has made an adjustment on that veer play. They played it extremely well right then.
Everybody pretty much packed in tight around the line for Shelby. Man in motion. The give is up the middle. Parks over midfield into Southern Vance territory and very close to a Shelby first down.
At that point in time, that Shelby line just took off with that big Parks in behind him. Just went right straight down the hill. Very close to a first down. 3rd and short.
Parks in the first half, 8 carries, 36 yards, a 4.5 yard per carry average. Just short of the first down. In fact, within a yard. We'll call it 3rd and less than 1 at the 47. Parks gets the call, the ball, and I believe he is close enough and has the first down. He's the guy you want to give the ball to in that situation.
Absolutely. I'm not sure that ball didn't pop out of there. Had people scrambling around down there. It looked like maybe there was a fumble.
Is indeed a first down, and now Shelby in good position at the 46-yard line. 1st and 10. Feeling a little bit more spring in its step with their starting quarterback, Daryl Montgomery, back in the lineup. Raper in motion. The fake to Parks. The pitch to Raper. He's got plenty of green right side. Can't get around the one tackle, though, and he is close to the first down. Ricky Nile.
That time.
The tackle, I'm sorry.
Excuse me. That time Shelby got to the 3rd option with the pitch, and boy, was it a beauty. It had great distribution between the quarterback and the pitch man.
About 10.5 yards on the pickup. That'll bring up another first down for the Lions. There's Raper in the slot left. Parks is the lone setback. And here comes the motion man, but they fake to Parks. Montgomery keeps it down to the 30-yard line for a gain of 5. It'll be 2nd and 5. So Montgomery looks a little bit sharper running the offense than Howard Thompson does, and that's no knock on Thompson. Montgomery just has the experience. We have a flag on the play as well. Unsportsmanlike conduct against Shelby. And that's not something you want to see when you've just picked up about 30 yards on your first possession of the third quarter.
Boy, these major penalties really hurt you, especially when you're fighting back. You've lost momentum. Now you have an opportunity to gain it back. You're driving the field, doing a lot of good things. You get an unsportsmanlike call. It really just hurts you and makes it hard for you.
I'm sure Chris Norman not very happy with that either, because that moves them back to the 45-yard line. And that will now be first down and 20 yards to go, or make that second down and 20 yards to go for a Lion first down. Backs are in the eye this time. Now 3 guys in motion, including Raper, who's in the slot left. The give to Parks. He gets about 4 or 5 before Darrell Burwell brings him down.
Interesting call there on second down. They may be trying to set that option up again.
David Royster onto the field with a play call from the Lions sidelines.
3rd and 15, that's what gets a lot of coaches out of football.
3 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near side. Parks next to Darrell Montgomery, who drops back to throw. He's looking right side, has a man open. He slips and falls, and the pass is incomplete. Getting over there quickly, Donald Robinson on coverage. Almost had an interception.
Donald Robinson covered a great deal of ground that time and made a super play.
Raper, the intended receiver, fell down on the play, and as soon as he did, I didn't think anybody was going to touch the ball. But as you said, Robinson made up ground in a hurry and got his hands on it, not able to catch it though. Rabb now to punt. He is standing at his own 45-yard line. Gets the ball away. It is a line drive kick, hits at the 5-yard line and stops right there. Rolls down to the 2 before Shelby downs it there. Nice play, nice hustle by Javis Whitesides, who got down there in a hurry and down the ball at the 2.
I didn't realize you could down the ball and run it in the end zone.
Nor did I. Oh, guess they're going to mark it at the 4.
Well, we'll let them call the game.
I'm guessing the first person who touched the ball is where they marked it, and it was touched before Whitesides. So they'll mark it at the 4, 1st and 10 for Southern Vance. Pugh is standing in his own end zone, as are his 2 running backs, and he's going to give it to O'Darren Gill, who first looks right side, then goes left. And he will run it out across the 5-yard line to the 7. So that's a gain of 3. It'll be 2nd and 7 for the Raiders, who have taken the lead here in the third quarter, 18-14. Quarterback Jameer Pugh scored the first touchdown on a 65-yard run late in the second quarter, and then in the last minute of the second quarter hooked up with David Person for a 39-yard touchdown pass. That cut it to 14-12, and those same 2 hooked up earlier here on their first possession. Now 18-14 Southern Vance. Pugh now with the ball. He has tucked it. He will run it. He escapes 1 tackle and gets to about the 10-yard line before he's brought down there. Mike McLam on the tackle.
Jameer Pugh showed a great deal of patience. I really like the decisions he's making. He's very patient, very deliberate, and when it comes time to turn the jets on, he can do that. But he has given his team an opportunity to pick up a very, very, very big first down with about a 3rd and 4 play.
And if you're David Jennings, you say the best part about him is he still has another year left at Southern Vance.
Wow.
He is a junior, 5'11", 170 pounds, and you can't help but think that some colleges are going to be interested in him. Mark Ellis tries to round the left side, but cannot. Nice play there by Montgomery, the quarterback, who also plays on defense and shows he can play well on defense.
Tremendous play. I think what Shelby is doing right now is trying to play a field position game with Southern Vance. Beautiful open field tackle.
Yeah, I guess he did not have a concussion if he's still moving like that.
No, sir, he wouldn't be in there.
All right, so Southern Vance must now punt. Brandon Riggin, standing about 3 or 4 yards deep in his own end zone. It's a low snap, just gets it away. It's going to hit at the 29-yard line, bounce sideways, then back toward the goal line. Down there by Donald Robinson, and Shelby has excellent field position starting at the Southern Vance 27. So a low snap there. Riggin just tried to get his foot on the ball and did, and probably the only thing worse that could have happened was if that punt were blocked or returned for a touchdown.
Sooner or later in a very tight football game, special teams will come into play, as it did right there. Shelby has a wonderful opportunity.
So Montgomery brings him up with Parks the lone setback. One receiver split far to the right side and two guys tucked in tight. Now we have the motion man. Parks, they fake to Parks. Montgomery keeps it and down inside the 25 to the 24. Gain of 3 on the play. It'll be 2nd and 7.
Sean Harris did a nice job of trailing the play right there, bringing down Daryl Montgomery before he could get going. That's about the only way to handle him, is get him before he gets a step on you.
Chris Spikes is on with the play call from the sidelines. He goes split far to the right side, backs in the eye this time behind Montgomery. And now 2 men in motion. Raper in tight on the left. And Raper is the man with the ball around the right side, fighting right behind his offensive lineman, and he is down to the 20-yard line for a gain of 4. And it'll be 3rd and short for the Lions.
Very good footwork by Raper. He picked up 2 or 3 additional yards by changing directions in very tight space.
This 2AA state championship game sponsored by St. Lawrence Homes. When you're thinking your next home, think of St. Lawrence Homes. St. Lawrence Homes, thoughtfully designed, carefully crafted, perfectly located. 3rd and 3 from the 20-yard line for Shelby, trying to get back in the lead here. Down 18-14, and that's how you do it. There is Mr. Parks, Antonio Parks. He goes 20 yards for the touchdown, and the Shelby Golden Lions are back in front 20-18.
It's amazing the life that Shelby has, that since Daryl Montgomery's come back in the ball game. That was a beautiful, beautiful play right there, with Arsenio Parks taking a direct handoff, sliding off tackle behind wing motion to the end zone.
Rab on to kick the extra point to give the Lions a 3-point lead. Snap, ball down, the kick is up, and the kick is good. So with 4:04 left here in the third quarter, Shelby has come back to retake the lead, 21-18. Here's another look at the touchdown.
Just a reverse out by the quarterback. Parks takes the ball right off tackle. Wasn't hardly any junk at all in the hole, just ran right by it to the end zone.
And the left side of the offensive line doing a good job to open up that big hole, and Parks ran right through it, did what you're supposed to do. So 21-18, Shelby back in the lead. 4 minutes and change left here in the third quarter. And the momentum has switched yet again.
Yes, it has. But I would venture to say that with 4 minutes left to go in the third quarter, had Southern Vance been told that they would be sitting behind 3 points, they probably would have taken it. Because I really feel like they felt like if they could stay in the game close until the fourth quarter, they could win. And they're right here, 21-18.
Rab to kick. Ball is in the air. Coming down to Gill at the 11. Takes his time, picks his way over the 20, over the 25, over the 30-yard line, and ruled down right at the 30. So that's where Jameer Pugh and his Raiders will go to work. 1st and 10 from their own 30. Now trailing again by 3 points with less than 4 minutes left here in the third quarter.
Jameer Pugh, Coach Jennings, and the Southern Vance staff have been very patient all night. If they continue to stay patient and do what they do, they'll be there at the end of the game.
Two receivers to the near side, one to the far side. The give goes to Gill. He kind of stumbles, and he is brought down behind the line of scrimmage. We also have a flag in for
40. He fought off a block, held his ground, wrapped up the ball carrier to the ground. It's now 3rd and 2.
Gain of 2 on the play, so big offensive play here for the Shelby Golden Lions. Javis Bridges brings in the play from the sidelines, and he goes split to the far side of the field. A lot of noise down there now from both sides. That's Parks, right side. He has the first down before he is thrown backwards. So Parks gets about 4, and they will move the chains. Minute 21 left here, third quarter. Shelby with the ball and leading 21-18 in the North Carolina State 2AA championship game here at Grove Stadium in Winston-Salem. Wake Forest University, the host for this ball game. And whereas other championships are being contested on hard grass, this one being contested on field turf.
What a nice surface.
Here is Raper with the carry, right side, gets around a tackle. Over the 30 to the 25, hit and brought down there by Donald Robinson, but not before. He gains about 18 or 19 yards.
That was a very, very nice run. A couple of great cuts at the very end. He wanted to punish somebody, and he did, but if he'd have juked him a little bit, I believe he could have scored.
Raper, 4 carries, 43 yards in the first half for an average of 10.8. And he has added to that here in the third quarter. So ball on the 23-yard line as we play the last minute of the third quarter at Grove Stadium. 1st and 10, Shelby's Golden Lions with the lead with the ball. And here it comes again. This is Roseboro trying to get away from Tyrone Holden, and he can't do it. I guess we'll go with Tyrone Holden because there's no E at the end of his name. 15 seconds left in the quarter, and Shelby's going to let the clock run out. So as we head to the fourth quarter of the State 2AA championship game, Shelby leads it 21-18 over Southern Vance. And we will be back with the fourth quarter from Grove Stadium in Winston-Salem right after this.
St. Lawrence Homes to make your dream home a reality. We pride ourselves on dependable service and quality standard features in our homes. Plus, we offer so much more for your money. More square footage, more innovative ideas, and standard features that other builders consider expensive upgrades. That's our commitment to you. So for great value and great quality, turn to St. Lawrence Homes. Thoughtfully designed, carefully crafted, perfectly located.
Log on to www.stlh.com for more information on our great homes.
Unlimited calling in the U.S., Canada, and Puerto Rico. Digital phone service from Time Warner Cable.
Back at Grove Stadium in Winston-Salem for the fourth quarter of the State 2AA championship football game. North Carolina High School Athletic Association Championships. Brought to you by Salsaritas, fresh cantina, fresh Mexican, hot, healthy, fresh, and fun. And Drew Bowie, we have a great ball game here. A 3-point game. Shelby came out like gangbusters in the first quarter. Daryl Montgomery with 2 long touchdown runs, but Southern Vance came back, took an 18-14 lead, and just before the end of the third quarter with 4 minutes left, Arsenio Parks' 20-yard run made it 21-18 as we start the fourth quarter. Shelby in the lead with the ball, 2nd and 6 at the Southern Vance 19.
Driving.
Here is the give to Preston Roseboro. Cuts it inside, dragged down, thrown forward, which is a good thing, inside the 15, and he is close to another first down.
Another nice run by Roseboro. Good quick feet. Dave, I'm sure you've noticed we've had about 3 or 4 real severe momentum changes. Right now, it appears that Shelby is playing with great confidence. They're driving the football. They're taking time off the clock. Right now, they're in control.
With the ball at the 15-yard line, so it's about 2 yards short of a first down. 3rd and 2 at the 15. Parks behind Montgomery, who's calling signals, man in motion. The give is to Parks, has the whole left side, breaks a tackle, and he is gone. 15-yard touchdown, Arsenio Parks, his second in the last 5 minutes, and that adds to Shelby's lead now 27-18.
That's exactly the same play he scored on last time. Wing motion, quarterback reverses out, tailback or fullback down the hill to his left for a touchdown. Almost exactly the same play. One hand may have barely touched him. Other than that, that's it.
So Tyler Rabb on to attempt the extra point to see if he can make it a 10-point lead for Shelby's Golden Lions. After Parks scored his second touchdown of the afternoon, kick is up and good. No, it's no good. I'm sorry. Wide to the right. So he misses, does Rabb. It's now 27-18, so it's a 9-point lead for the Lions. Here's another look at the touchdown.
Get the big boy down the hill. That's all they want. He breaks a tackle at the line of scrimmage, an arm tackle, off to the races. He's got plenty of speed to get it in there, no problem.
And tough for the Southern Vance defenders to tackle him. They got a hand or two on him, but he just bulls his way right through there.
Block down, kick out, one of the oldest plays in football.
So Shelby with a little bit of breathing room now. 27-18, 11:15 left. Certainly by no means is this game over yet. And we'll see what Southern Vance can do if they can come back and score a touchdown of their own as members of the Shelby Band enjoying themselves here at this State 2 AA championship game.
They've been a comeback team all year. Certainly not out of the question. This game has not been decided at this point. 11:15 to go in the fourth quarter. 27-18. A lot of football to be played.
Jeremy Davis and Darren Gill back deep to receive for the Raiders. Tyler Rabb gets set to kick off.
One way to help yourself is with your special teams. A big kickoff return would really help Vance.
This kick down the middle. Davis takes it at the 17-yard line, has a big wedge in front of him, follows his blockers over the 30 and over the 35. He will be marked down just over the 35 at the 36-yard line.
Good field position, almost a very big play by the Raiders.
He had about 5 or 6 teammates right in front of him, and he just followed that wedge right up the middle.
Looked a bit like a rugby, is it scrum? Scrum. Looked like a rugby scrum.
It was good for about 18 yards on the return, and now Jameer Pugh will bring his guys out. There goes Mark Ellis in motion. Pugh passes to him, and he's got a big gainer over midfield over the 40 to the 30, and I think he is going all the way. Mark Ellis, no flags on the play, 64 yards, and just like that, Southern Vance is right back in the ball game.
One thing we know, there are the 3 blockers out there getting contact. And Mark Ellis does the rest.
Once he slipped that tackle, he was gone. Shuntre Smith had no chance at him.
He has a lot of speed. Beautifully thrown pitch and catch. And it's over at this point.
We've seen some great individual efforts here by running backs and receivers tonight, and quarterbacks, of course.
A lot of outstanding coaching. Great defense on both sides of the ball. Both teams have shown some diversity with their offenses. It's been a nice, really a nice game to watch. Maybe not a great game to coach. It's too close for those coaches down there. 27-24, 10:58.
Well, the Lions still looks hungry to me. So we'll see what Shelby comes up with on this possession. It's been a great ball game. 10:58 left here, fourth quarter. Shelby 27, Southern Vance 24. Kick is coming down at the 26-yard line to Roseboro. Look at that juke. That gets him by 3 players. He's out over the 40. Over midfield, Donald Robinson is there, though, and stops him at the Southern Vance 43. So another nice return by Preston Roseboro.
It's amazing how quickly your special teams can change that momentum. And most of the time, it's because of field position. It's a whole lot easier to call plays at their 42 than yours.
Watch this little juke he makes right there. That got him away from 3 or 4 Southern Vance players.
Quick feet, then he shifted the ball to his sideline arm. Made a nice return.
So 1st and 10 from the Southern Vance 43. This looks like Raper. He makes a move to get around the right side, says, block this guy for me, and I'll get inside the 30. That's what he does. He is dropped down at the 28-yard line.
Tyrone Holden saved another touchdown. It was a beautiful open field tackle. Reverse, well designed. You can tell they've probably run it 1,000 times this year. Everything that needed to be blocked at the line of scrimmage, they picked it all up.
There's another look at Raper, who has shown good speed today. They spot the ball at the 29. It is a first down Lions. They are driving once again, leading 27-24, trying to come back right after Southern Vance scored to cut the lead to 3. Parks the single setback. Roseboro in motion. The give is to Raper over the right side, and he gets inside the 25-yard line.
Tyrone Holden had that play read, stepped up almost to the hole, and got just enough of it to bring it down, or that would have been another big play. The Lions are rolling right now. Their playbook is open. Second about 5.
Ball at the 24-yard line. We have a play stopped right here. Southern Vance has called timeout. Try to slow down the Lions.
Maybe they'll cool off a little bit in this cold weather.
All the best packages from Time Warner Cable. Bundle cable, Roadrunner, and digital phone. Time Warner Cable lets you choose the package that's right for you. Cable. Whether you're looking for a world of entertainment with digital cable or around 75 of your favorite channels with standard cable, we've got a package that's right for you. Internet. Surfing the internet at blazing speeds has never been so easy. We've got Roadrunner high-speed online packages that are up to 100 times faster than dial-up and triple the speed of DSL. Phone. Now you can talk to your friends and family as long as you like for one low monthly rate. Choose unlimited calling in the Carolinas or across the U.S. and Canada. Time Warner Cable lets you select a package that fits your family's needs. Call Time Warner Cable today or visit them online at www.timewarnercable.com to build an all-the-best package that works for you. And what's working for Shelby right now is the ground game. Raper, Parks, Roseboro, and quarterback Darrell Montgomery.
This was a good timeout by Southern Vance. They had to try to let that Shelby team cool off a little bit. They're doing anything they want to run-wise right now.
2nd and 5 from the Southern Vance 24. Here's Parks. There's the play he scored the 2 touchdowns on. Not going to score it here, but he does get close to a first down. He may be about a yard and a half short. So it'll be 3rd and short for the Lions.
Short yardage plays, when you've got a weapon like Parks, it's unbelievable what he can do for you over the course of a year. No telling how many first downs he's picked up for this team.
Well, 3rd and short. Coaches call that staying on schedule rather than off schedule, which is 3rd and long, and it's on schedule right now for Shelby. 3rd and 1 from the Southern Vance 20. Parks is the lone setback. And they are looking for Parks, and he's still going to get the first down. Tries the right side, and he's got a couple, and it's just enough to get past the first down marker and keep the Lions drive alive.
Fumble on the play there, but the officials ruled it down. Definitely a first down. Plenty of yardage. I can see why this young man's going to the Shrine Bowl. He is a load.
Look at him here. He just ducks his head, and yep, that ball, he was down before that ball was pulled out of there.
Definitely down.
Smart play by the Southern Vance defender, but he was too late. 1st and 10, ball on the 17. Shelby clinging to a 27-24 lead. 8 minutes, 40 seconds left in the fourth quarter. We have a whistle. We have movement, and I think Southern Vance player was drawn offsides. Here's the call from Jesse Spence.
He blitzed a little too early.
Yeah, he went with the receiver in motion. He went with him and didn't jump back in time. So
1st and 5.
That'll be 1st and 5. Ball at the 12-yard line. Sean Harris out for the Raiders. He's replaced in the defensive lineup. Roseboro in motion. Parks goes right side, gets a couple, turns his back, and gets to about the 8-yard line before he's stopped. So they're just going with the punishing, pounding Arsenio Parks ground game right now.
He's doing 2 or 3 things. Shelby is just bigger and stronger, and they're taking advantage of that. They're just punishing those guys on defense. Also, they're running that clock, which is really their biggest enemy right now. They want that clock to run down. And Parks is having a good time doing it.
He's having a great time and doing well. He is the single setback. 2 guys in tight. 1 receiver split to the near side. Parks going to go outside, then cut it back over the 5-yard line. Keeps bulling his way and finally brought down at about the 3-yard line. Gill was there. Gerald Hunter was there, and Parks is limping away from the pile and now crumbles to the ground about the 16-yard line.
Looks like a cramp.
Parks picks up the 1st and goal, though, for the Lions. He's now being helped off the field. Here's another look. Thought at first he was going to go outside, but then cut it inside, and boy, Tyron Holden put a lick on him, and still it took 2 other teammates to stop him.
Hopefully that's all Arsenio Parks has is a cramp.
He's coming over to the bench and sitting down on the bench on the Shelby side as the trainers attend to him.
But he has done his job. Move this ball between the tackles practically all the way down the field.
They had good field position to start and have just, as you said, moved it down the field. Now 1st and goal from the Southern Vance 3-yard line. Donovan Gidney has replaced Parks as the setback, but the give is to Raper. He's going to go outside, cuts it inside, loses the football. It's kicked around, and Southern Vance has recovered. O'Darren Gill pounces on the football, and a huge play for the Raiders with under 7 minutes left. It looked like Shelby was driving for a little bit of insurance, and the ball popped loose, and O'Darren Gill is right on top of it at the 3-yard line, and the Raiders will take over.
Everything it works out to perfection right here, except at the very end of the play, the back is hit, stood up, helmet probably on the ball. Right there it is, helmet on the ball. The bad thing for Shelby is the ball didn't stay in the end zone. Instead of being on the 20, they're at, about the 3-yard line.
Donald Robinson, the man who made the hit and forced the fumble. Now Jameer Pugh standing in his own end zone, gives the ball to Gill, the man who recovered the fumble. He might be tackled for a safety. Let's see what the official call is. Did he get outside the goal line? I do not see a safety call. They're going to give him forward progress to the half-yard line. It'll be 2nd down. That looked awfully close. I didn't think he was going to get out.
Yeah, that's why Southern Vance got a little bit unlucky. Instead of the ball coming out to the 20, it's down on your 2 or 3. Very easy to get a safety down this part of the field.
Surprised you want to start a play that deep in the end zone, and then good penetration there by Travis Little caused Gill to go a little bit deeper.
Yeah, I wouldn't call that one myself, but I won't be critical of coaches who do that. They're just trying to take advantage of all that inside penetration, and I have seen some big plays come out from down here.
Whistle on the play, and I think Southern Vance is going to get whistled for a procedure penalty. It It's going to move it half the distance to the goal line, and you can see it right there. I don't know that there's much green between the back tip of that football and the goal line.
They get another penalty, what would that be, about the width of a piece of paper?
Don't know. Take another look. See what the penalty is if you can pick it up. Apparently the left guard picked up. Pugh throws as we're back to live action. Pass is incomplete. And that will bring up 3rd and 12 from inside the 1-yard line. Not much breathing room, but a lot of dancing room on the sidelines for the Lions.
Pugh did get a little bit impatient right there. He had David Person out here open for about a 6 or a 7-yard gain. Not a first down, but unless he breaks a tackle. But he just needs to hang in and be patient. I know you're down in the end zone.
So 3rd and 12. Let's see if they go conservative or try to throw the ball. He's going to throw out to the far side. It's caught by Person, but he was out of bounds. That will be ruled incomplete. So it was a play that would have worked had there been a little bit less air under the football that time.
Yeah, that was a very tough catch. About the only way that's possible if Person just gets to the sideline and stops and tries to fully extend and make that play. Tough catch. He did catch it, but he was out of bounds.
Speaking of tough, Brandon Riggin will now have to punt from his own end zone. Shelby about guaranteed of getting good field position right here. Riggin's back foot is just inside the back line, and he quick kicks the ball out of there, and the bounce is a sideways bounce. It'll roll dead about the 28-yard line, maybe the 27. So as I said, Shelby will have great field position, a 3-point lead, 5:52 left in this ball game, and any further scoring here by the Lions, especially a touchdown, will go a long way in sealing the outcome.
Dave, could you tell if 36 Arsenio Parks is back in the ball game?
I have not seen him yet. He is not sitting on the bench where he was, so I'm going to get that. Looks like him in the backfield.
Because they gave Southern Vance a dose of him the last possession.
That's him back in the ball game. The lone setback behind Darryl Montgomery. They're going to fake to him. He's going to throw. He's got a man open, and it's thrown right to a Southern Vance player, Donald Robinson, and that is an interception.
It almost looked as if Tyler Rabb never saw that football coming to him.
I thought he was going to throw to Preston Roseboro, who was open down on the right hash mark all the way to the end zone, and Roseboro's standing there with his hands on his hips saying, "Why didn't you throw the ball to me?" Montgomery has gone down to one knee in the backfield. He knows he made a mistake there. And
you know, we got a 3-point game. Shelby fumbles down well inside the 5, and now they throw an interception down around the 12 or 13-yard line. And with this Pugh boy, the way he can run it and throw it, this ball game is not over.
So basically on that change of possession, Southern Vance picked up about 13 yards from the ball being right on the goal line to the 14. And Pugh there picks up a couple over the 15-yard line. We'll call it 2nd and 8 from the 16. Still a long way to go, 5 minutes, 20 seconds. And there is a long way to go for Southern Vance to get to the goal line. They're 84 yards away.
But as you said, they have plenty of time to do it.
To give there to Ellis, and he is stopped by Mike McLam.
That was a big, big play right there for Shelby. Because now you've got a 3rd and
11.
3rd and 11.
Ball on the 13. 3rd and 11. Southern Vance hasn't had the ball long here on this possession. Pugh comes up to change signals maybe. Looks like he wants to run. He's going outside. He got away from one man, but he's going to be brought down by the other. That is Corey Brooks, I should say, who brings Pugh down. The sack. Brooks had 10 sacks coming into this ball game, and there's another one for him. So that means Riggin will have to punt again from his own end zone. And time is not Southern Vance's friend right now. 4 minutes left in the fourth quarter.
That was a huge, huge play for Shelby. Shelby takes time out right here. What you don't want to do is to rough this kicker.
Well, the way he's punted so far today, I don't think you need to put too much pressure on him. You'll have pretty good field position.
Exactly. Just lay back, let him kick the ball, either fair catch it or stay out of the way and run this clock out. Give it to Arsenio Parks, give it to Arsenio Parks, and give it to Arsenio Parks.
And then after that, maybe give it to Arsenio Parks.
And if that doesn't work, give it to Arsenio Parks. I really like him, don't you?
Absolutely. I mean, he's a guy who will get you yards and chew up that clock.
Yes, sir. Especially at this point in the ball game, that's exactly what you need.
Shelby 27, Southern Vance 24. 3 minutes, 56 seconds left here in the fourth quarter of the North Carolina State 2AA Championship football game. It's Southern Vance's first appearance in the game. Shelby is the defending 2AA champ. They've been here many times before. They won it in 86, 87, and 98 as well. Riggin takes a step, gets the ball off. It's a line drive punt. Takes a bounce around the 35. Montgomery gets a hand on it, then drops it, and the ball goes backwards. That's good news for Southern Vance and bad for Shelby. Ball out of bounds at the 43-yard line. So instead of getting the ball inside the 35, it goes about 10 yards backwards.
A little bit dangerous by Daryl Montgomery, but he's a player. He lost the handle on it, and then he laid out and slapped it out of bounds. Shelby will take over in real great field position. They don't need to score. They need to run the clock.
So 3:48 left. Shelby with the ball and a 3-point lead. Ball at the 43-yard line. 1st and 10. 2 receivers to the near side. Guess who? Parks, the lone setback. Roseboro and Raper, who gets the ball here in tight. Raper looking for a little daylight. Has a little bit. Gets about 6 yards. Inside the 40. Ball will be marked at the 37-yard line. So call it a gain of 6. It'll be 2nd and 4.
Southern Vance realizes this is their last opportunity. They've got to make a stop here, get the ball, and come from behind like they've done several times this year to win. They're really packing everything inside, so you may be able to get off tackle or outside on them.
If you're looking at timeouts, each side has 2 apiece.
Hang on to the football, Shelby. Just hold on to the ball. No fumbles.
There's your man Parks, left side. He has the first down, it looks like, before he's hit back. We'll see if they give him the forward progress. Tonight's 2AA state championship game brought to you by BB&T, your business casual side, your completely casual side. Make both sides of you very happy. Free checking plus free personal checking. Go to bbt.com for details.
They call for the change. They're going to measure this. It's going to be close.
Ball is maybe the nose of the ball right at the 33-yard line. And it looks like it is maybe a couple inches short. Maybe 3 or 4 inches short. So it's 3rd and short for the Lions, and I have a feeling I know where this ball is going.
Arsenio Hall.
Arsenio Parks.
I'm sorry,
Wonder if he was named after Arsenio Hall, though.
I don't know. That's a great name, though.
That probably would have been about the time that his talk show was popular.
But are we voting that Arsenio Parks will get this ball?
That's my vote.
Mine too.
Shelby fans on their feet looking for that 1 yard and the first down. Parks is the single setback receiver to the near side, and
letting the clock run down.
Roseboro and Raper in tight. There is Parks left side. He has the first down inside the 30 down to the 27-yard line. So now the clock down to 2.5 minutes left. 2:30 left here in the fourth quarter, and a fresh set of downs for the Lions. They hold a 3-point lead. The ball inside the Southern Vance 30, and they are driving again.
I know there's several players on that Shelby offense that's smelling this victory, but I don't think anybody is smelling it like Arsenio Parks.
2:20, the clock is running.
They just haven't been able to stop him.
Down to 2:06. Parks again, left side. Just trying to bull for whatever yardage he can get. He gets a couple, and he's down to the 26, so it'll be a gain of 2. Clock stop 2:01. And Southern Vance calls its second timeout, so that means that David Jennings is down to his last timeout.
As a coach, you feel a little bit helpless in this situation. There's right at 2 minutes to go in the football game. It's second down. You have one timeout left. Is that correct?
Correct.
And the offense you're facing has a back who's going to the Shrine Bowl by the name of Arsenio Parks. You've been getting a steady dose of him, and you're playing 10 men within 5 yards of the line of scrimmage, and you haven't been able to stop him. What do? All you can do is be positive with your players. Tell them anything legal you can to pull that football out, whoever has it. Our only hope is to get a turnover and give it to an offense. Or pick up any fumbles, try to pick them up, and run them back for touchdowns.
Play back on here, 2nd and 8, 2:01 left. Shelby 27, Southern Vance 24. Ball on the 26-yard line of the Raiders. Parks is the single setback. Raper and Roseboro in tight. And if they pass the ball here, I will retire.
I'll go with you.
Guess who? And Arsenio Parks inside the 25, down at the 24. So he's only picking them up 2 at a time now, and a timeout, the last timeout called by David Jennings for Southern Vance, 1:51 left. And basically, I would guess that either way, this is 4-down territory for Shelby. They will go for it on 4th down just to eat clock if they have to.
Well, we're showing 3rd down over there. And we're showing 3rd down on the scoreboard.
3rd and 6.
So we run plenty of clock. This is the last time out, is that correct? For
correct. Southern Vance.
They have no more. That decision has probably already been made. Like you said, it's probably 4-down territory. But the way Arsenio Parks has been moving that line back, don't be surprised if they don't get a 1st down.
Well, the good news for Southern Vance is they've held them to 2 yards on the last 2 carries, 2 yards each of the last 2 carries. And if they can do that for 2 more,
they get the ball.
They'll get the ball, but with no timeouts. 1:51 left. They're not going to go to Parks. They're going to go to Raper, and he's going to be dragged down for a loss of 1 right there. So they tried to mix it up a little, thinking they were getting a little too much of a steady diet of Parks. And now Shelby will take as much time as they possibly can here on 4th and 5.
And then they'll probably call a timeout with like a second left. But I don't think you're going to see a field goal.
I don't think so either. Let's see.
Play clock is down to 10.
Rab does have 4 field goals this year, not sure on the distances.
Game clock is down to 108, 107.
And there's the timeout.
106.
So Shelby with a 3-point lead has the ball, 4th and 5 at the Southern Vance 25-yard line. They'll try to run off as much clock as they possibly can. If they can pick up a 1st down, it'll be even better. But it is 4th and, I said 5, it's more like 4th and 7 from the 25-yard line. They have to get to about the 18 for a 1st down.
One real nice thing for Shelby is that they're on the Vance end of the field. They're down there pretty deep instead of being on their own end where they would have to punt. They don't have to worry about punt. So they're up here on this end of the field, and I would imagine they're going to run a play and play defense. They may throw the ball into the end zone. They may tell their quarterback, if you get a shot, throw it in there. I'd be shocked. I think they need to run as much clock as they can right here and turn around and play defense because they played very good defense. And Southern Vance would have approximately a minute with no timeout.
Big play. Cannot overstate that enough right here. 4th and 7 from the 25. And they're going to go with the deep sweep here. That is Raper who gets the first down to the 15-yard line, and that will do it for the Shelby Golden Lions.
What a great call that was. That was a tremendous call by Chris Norman and his staff. That's going to put this game out of reach. And what a football game. What a football game.
The game in doubt to the last minute. We have a player down for Southern Vance, Larry Raper. That was a deep sweep. Came way around from the far side of the field. Was a good 10 to 12 yards back from the line of scrimmage and got a good head of steam, got the pitch, and had the first down with about 3 yards to spare.
What was that, about 4th and 7?
4th and 7.
And they put a wide receiver in motion and pitch him the football at that point in the game. Great call. I would never thought of that one.
That's why you're up here.
Exactly. And why I'm going to the golf course on Monday. Well, they're going home on Monday, aren't they? It's over.
That's right.
State championship.
So that'll be back-to-back for the Shelby Golden Lions, barring a miracle here. All they have to do is take 2 knees, and this ball game will be in the books. 27-24 Shelby. The Southern Vance Raiders have put up a great fight. They took the lead here in the third quarter. They led the ball game 18-14. Arsenio Parks then scored a touchdown with 4:04 left in the third quarter. 20-yard touchdown to put Shelby back in front, 21-18. Parks a 15-yard touchdown in the first minute of the fourth quarter to make it 27-18. Jameer Pugh threw a 64-yard touchdown pass to make it 27-24. And that's where we stand right now. No timeouts for Southern Vance and David Jennings, so Darryl Montgomery will, in all likelihood, take the snap, put his knee down, do it one more time, and that'll be it.
Every head coach loves this formation, victory formation.
And there's the first knee, 50 seconds left. We'll see when they mark the ball for play. Already we have the sports drink readied on the Shelby sideline. Chris Norman better not turn his back. It doesn't matter. He got a full frontal assault right there. That's a cold bath he will take every day of the week.
One more knee and this one's over.
Actually, I don't even think that was Chris Norman. I think that was one of his assistants. And there is the knee with 17 seconds left. The clock will run out. The Golden Lions are off the sidelines in full celebration mode. The Shelby Golden Lions, with 5 seconds to go, are about to win their second consecutive State 2 AA championship. All zeros on the board, and there it is. You see the Golden Lions out on the field celebrating a well-earned and well-deserved 27-24 win, but Drew Bowie, the Southern Vance Raiders, have absolutely nothing to be ashamed of here tonight.
No, those young men and coaches need to hold their heads very high, because those of us who were here, we know this ball game could have gone either way at any time. It was a matter of momentum, who was playing a little bit better, except at the very end of the game, Arsenio Parks took it over.
And the good news for Southern Vance, as we said, Jameer Pugh is just a junior. He will be back next year. His starting cornerbacks, that's cornerbacks, are both juniors, Derek Hawkins and Ricky Nile. They'll be back. Linebacker Sean Harris will return. His starting defensive ends, David Brody and Darrell Burwell, will also be back. And so David Jennings might just be back here again next year. 27-24. Congratulations to the Shelby Golden Lions, champions of 2AA for a second straight year. And we will be back to wrap up this championship in just a moment. Stay with us.